Welcome to this Seal of Approval evaluation. My name is Shelly Hitz. I'm the owner of AuthorAudienceAcademy.com, and this is a bonus available to my Author Audience Academy members. They get the opportunity for me to do a Seal of Approval evaluation for them on their book and their author platform. So today, I am going to evaluate Zaheen Nanji and her book and platform. So Zaheen, thank you so much for being willing to let me do this for you and to just share it with everyone. I think, you'll get a lot of insight just watching these and just seeing these being done. So what I'm going to do is I have my outline here. I'm going to start with your book, Zaheen, and just talk a little bit about it. So let's go ahead over to your book. And on your website, I can see right here, your book is in the sidebar. So that is awesome. And I opened it up on Amazon. And your book is The Resilience Reflex: 8 Keys to Transforming Barriers into Success in Life and Business. So let's just talk a little bit about the book. We'll start with the title and the cover. So the title is great. I know the Resilience Reflex is kind of your branding. I come over to your website and I see, Resilience Reflex Show. It looks like you've trademarked that. You have the Resilience Reflex blog. And so that's really part of your branding. And I love the alliteration of that, Resilience Reflex. And then it is really great to be able to have some sort of numbers in the subtitle or the title when you're doing nonfiction like this, because it just grabs people's attention. So 8 keys to transforming barriers into success in life and business. I think that's a great title and subtitle, and I love your cover. I remember when you were first working on this book in Author Audience Academy and you asked for feedback on the cover. You had like 4 or 5 different options. And I just remember this was one that really stood out to me. I love the colors and just that flower blooming up in a place that just isn't likely. I really like the book cover. It's clean. I like the colors. I like the image. And one thing you really want to think about with your book cover is, does it look good as a thumbnail? And can you read the title? And I think you can. Now, one thing I will have to say is the Resilience Reflex may not completely, like someone that's not familiar with you or with your industry, they may not understand really what is that. Like, I have a background in the medical field. So to me, reflexes is like, when you tap a hammer on your knee and the foot goes flying, that's a reflex. So it may or may not always translate immediately, but I think once they read your description and such, they'll know. So the description, blurb, and the look inside preview, let's go ahead and look at that. You can truly have it all. Learn how to balance your life and get everything you want. Now, I like how you open this with it focused on your reader. So many times, we focus more on us or what, is our story, but you immediately grab the attention of the reader. Does your life seem to put constant roadblocks in your way? Does your attempt to balance family, work, and relationships make you feel burnout from sunrise to sunset? And I like how you started with questions. That's a really good way to start a sales page. Author Zaheen Nanji understands what you've been, where you've been, and how you can take action to move forward. I like, you say in this book you'll learn, and you have bullet points. I think that's really good on the sales page to put that out, because a lot of people will skim. So I like that. Buy the Resilience Reflex today to finally bring balance to your life. And so this is key too, because a lot of authors forget to add a call to action at the end of the description. So you're doing everything so well. I'm really impressed. All right, so we go inside your book, and let's look at the look inside features here. I love this. This is something that I recommend, is having a call to action in the beginning of the book and the end with a bonus, a workbook based on the 3-step system found in this book. So I could click this and go and download it. Now this is a little bit confusing to me because when I clicked that from inside the book, now this is saying order your copy September 29th. And so the communication on this page doesn't completely match this. So what I might recommend is you may have just not updated this, but I would say something like claim your bonus gift. And I don't know if you need this on here since they're coming from Amazon. And then I would just have right here, as promised, right, here's your bonus gift. And then I would just make it a little bit more clear. This is the button to download, but it's not 100% clear. I'd probably also do a link, underneath here somewhere, maybe right under here, like another link that says click here to download your bonus gift. But this page, I think, I know you are super, super busy and you are doing amazing things. I love seeing what you're doing. You're doing tons of speaking, but this page, you may have forgotten to update it after the launch. So I would just really make it match this, because what happens is a confused mind says no. With marketing, that's a very common saying. A confused mind says no. So that really confused me. When I went from here and I saw this and I saw the bonus, and once I clicked the link and it sent me here, even this picture at the top, it doesn't match what I'm seeing here. So I would just make it match better and bring this stuff up more towards the top. So, okay, enough on that, but I love that you have that on there. Okay, and I do like that you have the table of contents, because I think it's good to just see what the book is about, and you can kind of go through and, see what the different chapters are going to be. Here's a story. I can see just by skimming that it's a story. And then chapter 2, Revelation. Our response to stress is similar to our response to fear. Okay, so for the most part, the look inside feature is great. I would just look at that landing page and see if you can update that. All right, you are just doing a great, great job. I love what you're doing. So now I'm just going to look at your Amazon sales page, the price, your reviews, other versions, make sure they're linked together, and anything else we might see. So you have it for $2.99. I think that's a great price, because that's the lowest price you can set it at and get 70% royalties. And then the paperback is $19.95. They are linked together, so that's good. If I click on this, it takes me to the paperback version. I am curious how many paperbacks you're selling versus Kindle. Let's see how many pages your book is. It's 206 pages, so that is a pretty long book, but you might even test some different prices with paperback. $19.95 does seem like, to me, it seems kind of expensive, but if you're selling them on a pretty good rate, then that would be good. But you may want to try, testing that price a little lower and see if you get any more sales. But I love, I think the price of the Kindle is great. They are linked together. And then reviews. Okay, let's look at the reviews. I do like how you put the editorial reviews in here. What I would do is I would go in and separate them. So in authorcentral.amazon.com, is where you probably added these. I would just make sure there's a link in between here. Sometimes in Author Central, you have to go in and add the code BR, like for a break, to make it separate in there. You go into Author Central and show you what I mean. So let's say I go into my book in Author Central. I'm going to say I go into 21 Days of Faith Challenge. So you can see what I did here. I have a bold title, what reviewers are saying, and then you can see I've separated each of these, and then I bolded the things like if someone's just skimming that I wanted them to read. So you must read this book. I absolutely love this book. This book is for you. Helped me get rid of the worry and fear. This book is a must read. This book should be on everyone's shelf. So those are the things I highlighted when someone's skimming. And when you edit, sometimes you have to go over to this tab, Edit HTML. And what you can do to be able to force it to have those paragraph breaks is just to add this code there. So you just do bracket BR, and then you can just do another bracket. So I could just do bracket BR and bracket, and then it will change it for me. But then you can come back over to compose and see, and you can see there's an extra space there now. So if for some reason your spacing is not working in Author Central, I would do that. And then I would just take a couple of the phrases that when someone's skimming on your page that you want them to see. Let me see if I can find one really quick. Great tool, anyone can follow. That might be a phrase to pick out. Practical tips that you shared. I was able to obtain more valuable lessons. So, I mean, you can just kind of go through and whatever phrases you want to highlight, I would bold those. And you have the about the author there too. And I will go ahead and follow you. You can follow authors on Amazon, which is great. I love your picture here. That's nice. And you have 14 reviews. So I usually recommend at least 10 reviews to get started. So you're doing great. And you have 4 and 5 star reviews both. Sometimes if you have all 5 stars, it looks kind of interesting, but you are doing amazing. I love what you're doing. You've been really working hard, following all the steps, and this is all looking really good. So one of the things that you can look at is, you get 2 categories for Kindle and 2 for print. And let me just see if I can see which categories you're in here on Kindle. So it looks like it's just showing you with 1 category on the Kindle store. You may want to check and make sure that you have identified 2 categories for Kindle. And you have the ability to do that, and you can just go into your kdp.amazon.com account and make sure that you've chosen 2 categories. And if not, you can always contact them, or you can always update it in your account or contact them. If you have any more questions on the categories, just post in our private Facebook group, and I will work with you more on that. And they've changed it to where I don't think you can really see the categories on print anymore. Unless it's on the bestseller list, which it's not currently. I don't think you can. Yeah, you can't see them on the bottom here, but I would, if you have not, make sure that you have also identified 2 categories for print. Normally when you publish through, if you publish through CreateSpace, normally they will give you 1, and then you have to go into Author Central, or what I normally do is go into Author Central and just send them an email and then tell them the second category you want added to. And that just helps you when you do have a burst of sales to get on the bestseller list for both categories. All right. And just a reminder on keywords, you can use the Google Keyword Planner to search and Amazon search. And I'm pretty sure you've already done that because I remember you went through the process. But just a reminder, it's adwords.google.com/keyword planner. Usually I want you to try to find some keywords that are between 10,000 and 100,000 for searches on Google. That means, they're getting quite a bit of traffic and people are searching for them and are interested in that topic. All right, so let's go ahead and look at your Author Central. So what I'm going to do is click on your author link, and this is your Author Central page. You have your image here, and then you have your books here. Now, I'm not sure why this book is here without an image. I don't know if that's something that you have control over or not, but that might be something that you could look into. Okay, I like the fact that you have a video, so that's cool.
Did you know that 90% of people who lose weight gain it all back? Obesity is on the rise, and responsible for weight, Zaheen unlocks 8 common principles of people.
Okay, cool. So it's about your book on weight loss, Attract Your Ideal Weight. And then you have your blog associated with it, which is cool. That's good. So you've done that. And then you have added your books. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure why this book is on there without an image, but that sometimes happens. Then you have your bio and some websites on there. You might want to consider condensing your bio a little bit so it's not so long, but see, people who don't know Zaheen's background sometimes assume that achieving success was easy for her. Couldn't be further from the truth. Yeah, I love that you start with your story because you do have a very powerful story. Well, I don't know. I think it's okay because at first I was thinking, I think it's just because it's so narrow here. It seems long, but I think actually it does a good job there. All right, so looks like you have added everything here. The only thing I was wondering is if they still, let me come back over to my author page. Yeah, so they used to allow you to add Twitter and they don't have that anymore. You have your videos, yeah, and you've done all of that. So good. All of that is really good. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that because it's not there any longer. And we'd already kind of talked about this, the book description, about the author editorial reviews, and basically what I would recommend, I think I'll just put this up here, even though you find it in Author Central. We kind of talked about it up here, but the bold and italics and all of that, I already talked about that for the editorial reviews, and that's something that you can do down there. Awesome. Okay, so now let's go to your author platform. Now, for anyone that's watching this that's interested, I have a training on at promotionpyramid.com, and the 3 things I recommend having as a base for your platform is your website, social media, and then your email list. So let's go ahead and look at your website. And I love how you have your branding, because one of the things is you want consistency. This exact same image is the same image here. I love that. Your flex your attitude, embrace change, and bounce back. So you have your tagline, the resilience reflex with Zaheen Nanji, and you've just done a really good job with branding. That's something I really think that you've done a great job with. I love this. I remember when you posted this on Facebook, and I love that image. When you have a free opt-in for your email list, having an image like that is so powerful. We really saw a difference on my site, Training Authors, when we added a binder image. And let me show you what that looks like. So it's right here. And having that 3D image and something there really does seem to pull people in. So I love that you did a 3D image. I love that you had a professionally designed cover, and just click here to download. Let's see what that looks like. This is good. I do think that on this particular page, if you're able to have, I like this up here on the top, but if you would be able to somehow create a landing page that has that image, this image on it again. And it's the same thing I was kind of talking about on Amazon. It's just making sure that it's consistent. So when I clicked on this, it's like, now what am I getting? What am I signing up for? And you just want to make sure, because like I said, a confused mind says no, so then people won't sign up. Let me just see. So on this, I'm using lead pages, but in a lead box, but you can see I have that same image right there. So it's very consistent. It has the same yellow, button. You can see download now, same yellow button. I don't do exactly the same for every single one, but I just really think having that same image, it provides consistency. And then people are like, oh, okay. So that's something that you might consider for your email list. I don't know how many you have on your list. I think you do have a pretty good size list. So that's great. I'm going to go ahead and sign up just to see how it looks after I sign up. Okay, so this is something else you can optimize. When someone signs up, you can have a thank you page and, encourage them to like your page on Facebook or to take another action. So let me see if I can show you on here. Okay, so what I have on mine is I have an upsell. So I automatically, say, congratulations, you're in, your free training will be in your inbox soon. And I tell them about the print workbook that I have and, just give them an opportunity to check that out, to purchase that if they want. You can also, let me see if I can show you here. This is also another page I've used for the thank you page. This is a lead page, but they can like me on Facebook and then get my most updated training. You can subscribe to YouTube. So those are two different options for a thank you page. You can immediately share with them something that they could buy, like the Some More Books workbook. That's what I have on there. Or you can do something more like this, like a thank you page like that. So that's just something to consider, just making, getting more value out of every email subscriber. And let's see. So your website looks good. And then you have, you have your about page, which is one of your highest trafficked pages on your website. And again, it's consistency. That's one thing I really love about your branding is it's very consistent with your pictures and it's very professional. I think, I just feel like everything I see from you just is very professional. I love this, that's great. That's again, your free offer there. So this is much different than that other one that I signed up. Limit one per customer. So this is this type of landing page I would recommend for your main one over here on the right-hand side as well. But the about page, definitely you want to have that, and you do. You have a place to opt in. So good. And then you have your keynote. I love that picture. That's great. So this is just a little bit confusing about what this is. So I'm assuming that these are your keynote presentations. So you may want to just do a little intro paragraph, about the speaking that you do and that these are your presentations. I think what kind of confused me are these share. It's almost like it looks like it's a blog post or something. And So maybe just something like an introductory paragraph and then like keynote option number 1 or keynote speech number 1, keynote speech number 2, or just number these somehow, or I don't know, something like that. That was just a little bit confusing. And believe me, I have so many things that I need to update and do, but I'm just giving you kind of like an outside look on what some things you could tweak as you have time and as you would like to. So training. I might do something similar on this page. Let's see. Because it looks like each of these are different trainings. So I might do a little introductory paragraph and then somehow make it like training option number 1, training option number 2. I don't know. You can just kind of see what you think with that. But it's just, again, it's just a little bit confusing. Like, what is this for and what might I do with it? Okay, so these are your blogs. And I love how you have that image at the bottom of each blog. So that's awesome. You have your bookstore, which I think is great because so many people do not have that on their website. Let me see where this goes. Awesome. So you have your own page for your book on your website. You're actually selling it from your website, but you also have, on Amazon available. Now, I don't know what this is right here, but it's because there's no ratings, I might just encourage you to, remove that. I don't even know if it's going to let me vote, but that just kind of, anytime I go to Amazon, I see no stars. So that just kind of seemed off to me. Like, why is there no stars? Okay, there, let me vote. But I do love the fact that you have this on your website. I'm not sure if you're able with your theme, but if you're able to maybe remove this sidebar on the book page, that might be an option just so they're not distracted on the book page, but it's not really necessary. What you have is fine. Okay, you have your contact, which is awesome. And you do have a phone number, which is good for people to contact you for speaking and other. You're just doing so many things right. And I know that you're going to continue to do just amazing, amazing things. So this is your show. Want to be a guest on the show? Fill out this form. Great. And then you have all your episodes here. Now this is feels a little bit crowded to me. Like I feel like I'm overwhelmed with those images. So I don't know if there's a better way to organize this just so you can see the, I don't know, I guess for me, I would kind of like to see the title and then maybe the image and then just be able to kind of scroll down, but maybe that's just a personal image for me. Okay, you have your podcast on iTunes and Stitcher. But when I'm scrolling down, it kind of feels overwhelming to me and I don't really see like, okay, what is emotional intelligence? Like that's what I would want to see kind of popping out for episode number 12. I realized I was pointing at my screen and you couldn't tell where I was pointing. For episode number 12 right here, like what is emotional intelligence? That's like what the headline that I really would like to see popping out, because that way I know if I'm interested in that, that's where I should go. 4-step method to writing your book fast. Awesome. Breaking free of fear and anxiety. And so, there's a lot of great things there. And then some resources here. Hey, author audience. All right, so that's good. The other thing about the keynote page is I've seen you post pictures of you and action shots of you speaking and such. So you may also want to integrate some pictures of you speaking, maybe a video of you speaking. I think you recently had a video done too. So that's just something to think about too as well. All right, so now I'm just going to go through your social media. We went through your email process, your email list process. I looked at the website, and obviously there's a lot more we could go into detail, but this is more of an overview for your seal of approval. On your Facebook page, again, this is great consistency for branding, but I almost would like to see more of your face right here because it ends up being so little. You see right here, the little icon. And so it's almost better to have a bigger picture of your face, but that's just really up to you. And you can still have all that stuff on there, but I think there is a way where you can recenter this and just make it more centered on your face. And then if they click it like this, then they can see more. The other thing I would do is I would put on here in the description of this picture, some sort of call to action. Let me show you what I do on my page. So that way, if somebody clicks on my profile picture, excuse me, you can see download my cheat sheet with 5 tools I use for self-publishing books, shellyhitz.com/tools. So that way I'm always leading them back to my email list. And then on my cover, I have in the description about this book and, the place to purchase it. So that's something to consider on your profile image. And then again, on your cover, adding something in the description about the book and then a link to the book. Now, this text looks just a little bit distorted. I'm not sure why that is, but it's not a huge deal. But I would definitely put something here, kind of like what I did here in the book, in the cover of mine. Get the Sell More Books 30-day challenge workbook here, give a link, and available in spiral bound or paperback. So that's something that you could definitely do really easily on your Facebook page. You have your website. I love that. On your page, what you can do, and I also like how you have the sign up. Awesome. So it goes straight to your webinar. That's great. That webinar is something you could actually highlight on your website as well. Maybe in the sidebar, join my next live training or my next live webinar on such and such. That's something you could do. And I know Facebook now lets you pin a post. So I would pin, like right now I have my post about writing week pinned, but you can pin a post at the top, and then you can also have a featured video. So you can choose under your videos. If you go to videos, you can see I've chosen this featured video, and I can edit it here, change featured video, change or don't show a featured video. So I'm not exactly sure what it looked like before, but there's probably something here that says, you can choose a featured video. So I would do that because then it will show up right here in your about section. And then just make sure you pin a post that leads them to your webinar or to your email list on your Facebook page. Looks like you're posting a lot of links. I might also encourage you to try posting some pictures and not always links. You can see on your page how many people are seeing things, or but it seems like if you do an image and not just a link, that it gets better reach. Like this was 1,152 reach, 215 reach. This is my live broadcasting. So this is a link, and you can see 42 people reached. Not too many, but let's see this picture. Oh, it doesn't show it in there. Again, the links don't get a ton of reach, whereas look at that. I think that's a picture. Yeah, that's a picture. And it goes to my link, but I uploaded a screenshot of that page, and it got 1,200 reach. So for whatever reason, Facebook just gives more. So see how that looks the same, because I just took a screenshot of this and that's what's here. So it's, again, it's the consistency, but really images tend to do better on Facebook. So that's something you could do is, take that image and upload that and then still include this thing here. So I'm not sure if you're posting from somewhere else. It looks like you might be posting, auto posting and stuff, but I would think that your images would get, you can go back through and look on your page, but overall it looks really good. You got your Twitter. I love this this header. That's really pretty, and that's great. Let's see if we can see how many. 350 on Facebook and so followers, 1,300 followers on Twitter. Okay, resilience champion. You may want to capitalize resilience in that. It just caught my eye, the editing part. You have your website on there. I would also include a call to action if possible. So let me show you in my Twitter. And the good thing about this video is you can go back through and pause it and take notes as much as you want. All right, so I don't actually have that right now in mind, but you could, if you had room in your bio, have a call to action with the link. But again, you can have a pinned tweet. And again, mine is right now writing week. So I'd recommend doing a pinned tweet as well. And I'll go ahead and follow you. This got 19 retweets. Oh, that was, you had retweeted it too. So yeah, so I would just, main thing on Twitter is make sure you do a pinned tweet, as well as on Facebook, do a pinned post going to an opt-in of some sort. So here you are. Again, I love the consistency in your branding. So you have different posts here, summary, experience. So one of the things you may want to do on LinkedIn is do just a little bit more thorough summary. And you can go to mine and see, here's my summary. So this is basically like my bio. And so you can go to my page and see what I've done, but this is basically my bio. And then at the end, I have professional speaking, because I want to get booked for more speaking engagements, publishing, and call to action for my email list and my specialties. So I would recommend doing something like this on your LinkedIn page, because I don't, all I see is the those ebook covers and stuff. Okay, so down here you have a short bio and what I do under the experience, but I'd actually do something like that up higher, because this kind of just gets all jumbled up with excuse me, a bunch of images. So like I said, use this summary section above the experience, and I think that would be great, with a call to action, like to invite them to hire you as a speaker or to sign up to your email list, something like that. Right, so here's Pinterest, 608 followers. So you have your attract your ideal weight. That's good. Healthy inspiration. The Resilience Reflex Show. Now here's another one, attract your ideal weight. So I'm not sure if that's a second one, but oh, those are the episodes for that. Okay. So I was gonna say you probably could combine those, but a lot of times you can use keywords. So I'm wondering if this attract your ideal weight is getting found for that keyword. What you'd want to do is put attract your ideal weight somewhere in the description as well. in order to have it start ranking. But yeah, that's good. And then you have the Google Plus. You have that nice cover image again. Okay, so you have your shows that show up here because you're doing those on Google Plus. I like your little, those little props. I really like, and meaning, I like that. That's really cool. So here's the video I remember, or there was something about this in a clip for your speaking that you could put on your website. So this looks like it's a lot of your Hangouts and stuff like that. That's cool. All right, so awesome job. I just am so impressed with everything. I've given you some feedback on the website, the social media, and the email list for you. But just your general feedback, you are doing an amazing job, Zaheen. I'm so excited to see where you're going to go next. And I hope you found this helpful. And I just encourage you to keep on doing what you're doing because you're doing amazing things. Your branding is just so good. And I look forward to seeing everything that you continue to do this year. Thank you so much again for volunteering and being part of this seal of approval evaluation. And if you're watching and you would love to get one of these, you can apply for one within authoraudienceacademy.com. It is my coaching program for authors, and there are several different levels, but you can just check it out at authoraudienceacademy.com, and I would love to work with you. Again, this is Shelly Hitz, and this was a seal of approval evaluation, and I'll see you next time.